Okay, here at Oakbank Estate, catching up with Louise Toulmin on a beautiful spring day. Hello, Louise.
Hi, Paul. How are you?
I'm very good, and thank you for showing me around. We've got a bit to cover today, but you've got a beautiful property. You've got some lovely horses here on the farm at the minute.
Yeah, no, we're really proud of the stock, going from, the foals being born this season, plus, of course, the yearlings and, some spellers that are here as well. But, yeah, no, we're really proud of how they're all looking at the moment.
You wear a few hats, and we're going to touch on a couple of those in a second. But Oakbank Estate, yourself and Gary and your family, fair to say, it's a big operation, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's sort of building, isn't it? We've, got, probably close to 50 mares on the farm now, for multiple clients. We're, heavily supported by some big players in Robert Watson and Summit Bloodstock. They've, entrusted us with the care of their horses. So them and then some people that have been with us for a long time. So, yeah, it's built up a little bit over the last few years. But, yeah, it's at this time of year, it's extremely busy, but very rewarding at the same time.
You enjoy it?
Yeah, we do.
You said to me off air there before you sort of get to a stage where you start questioning what you do. Are you at that stage just yet of this breeding season?
Oh, I think we've had our moments, but, you sort of have your ups and downs, and, we've been very fortunate. We've had a few really difficult foalings, but we've had good results from them, sort of thing. So, I know what this season's like for lots of breeders out there, and unfortunately people have lost foals or lost mares. So my heart goes out to those people because, I've been there and done that before, and it's very hard to get over. You sort of have to just pick yourself up and keep going, sort of thing. But yeah, it's something that you never lose that.
It's you showed me one of the foals there that you had all sorts of trouble with, and that I'm sure there's some stages where you sit there when that's all going on, you think, what are we doing? And all to be able to show that foal off and tell the story about it, it must make you pretty proud though as well. Both you and Gary, like everyone behind the scenes, that's been helping as well. Yeah,
look, she was a family horse that we was, we just came up past the paddock. She wasn't alarmed. She had no signs that she was going to foal. That's why she wasn't alarmed. She wasn't due, and we're just probably fortunate that we went past the paddock just at feed time, and she was laying down, and luckily we were there because 2 hours later we did deliver a foal. She wasn't breathing, but we got her back. We resuscitated her, and she's a beautiful filly. So we're really proud of her.
You got to be so satisfied with the end result, don't you?
Yeah, no, it was. I think I probably shook for the rest of the day, and was really quite emotional. No one actually could look at me or speak to me, because when you're the one who's got your hand in there and you're attempting to, you've got your vet in your ear instructing what you're meant to be doing. It was. It's pretty nerve-wracking. You don't have any time to think. You just got to do, sort of thing. So anybody who does this is sometimes you think you've got rocks in your head, but it is very rewarding.
You come half a stride over the girls. Your girls tell you off for stepping out of the camera, and I'll get into trouble for that as well. It is a big operation. Yearling sales are about to start. You're taking me down and showing me a lot of the yearlings. Not all of these that on the farm are for sale. For sale, the sales some are going to be retained, but just the quality of the stock you got in the paddocks is just ridiculous. Yeah, look, we were really, last year we sort of said to Rob Watson that we thought his crop was just amazing. The Soho Tribeca foals last year born were just outstanding. We'd sort of had some in the past and we always liked them, but as soon as they were sort of born, you sort of thought that they were, just a cut above the ones that had been born the year before, sort of thing. So now whether that was true or not true, I don't know, but now that you see them as rising yearlings, them, and of course, you've seen the Huntsville Pixel Perfect colt. There is no picture of him, so don't worry about that, but he is a stunner.
Yeah, look, he was a stunner from birth. He's blessed with a beautiful physique and flashy markings, sort of thing, and I suppose people, if you didn't tell him what his breeding was, people would sort of go, oh, I like him. If you told them what his breeding was, they'd say they'd liked him before they even saw him. But once you actually put the two together, he's an outstanding colt.
I saw him when he was laying down actually, and then as soon as he stands up, you're like, oh yeah, there is something about him. But you've got so many other beautiful horses here, and you've got quite a few sales coming up for Oakbank Estate. You've got horses going to Sydney, you've got horses going everywhere. Do you look forward to it, and does it worry you, like you're saying there, you're going to start bringing some of the yearlings in basically in 10 days' time, you've got mares foaling down. Does that workload ever worry you a bit?
No, I think when you're foaling mares down, you're sort of tied to your property anyway.
Yep.
So you're here. So I think, in that respect, starting yearling prep while you're actually still, busy serving mares and foaling down, it sort of just fills in the day in some respects. You can't get a lot of other jobs done, sort of thing. So, yeah, Gary's attempting to try to get a few things done. Nothing stops. It's hay season now, so hopefully we're baling hay tomorrow. So, your days are pretty full, but I must admit, Gary loves yearling prep and he does an extremely good job. So,
and as do your girls, and your girls are going to be front and centre. They're going to have plenty going on. They're going to be trying to win best presented because they do enjoy that part of it, but they take a lot of pride in their presentation and the stock they put out, and then also the flow-on effect once they start winning races as well.
Yeah, well, I think the thing is, like any breeder, it's not just us, it's breeders out there. Yes, you take horses to the sales and it's an emotional time because you sort of want them to sell for, good money. You want them to go to the right stables or to the right owner, someone who's going to care for them the way that you have for the last 18 months or so. But yeah, you don't actually ever feel like you lose them. It doesn't matter whether a horse is still retained by us or one of the girls and their families. We still follow them, like little sugar daddies out there racing at the moment. He was a horse we took to the sales. He didn't sell. Alana and Alex had him in Sydney, and then were offered like half decent money for him. He went quite well for Alex and got sold, and I think he's sort of been sold on a few times since, but he's going tremendous for
keeps winning for everyone, and everyone keeps enjoying him.
Yeah, so like he's a horse that we get as much pride out of that. You get no financial reward really for it, but as a breeder, a passionate breeder, it's just great to see.
Want people to come and have a look at these horses. So summer breaks are starting to come for people that work 9 to 5 jobs, and I shouldn't say that in all seriousness, but structured jobs, they get the Christmas time off. We want people to come and have a look at these yearlings. Where I got to see them just then, although the fillies are a little bit tricky. If anyone's wondering where the videos are of the fillies, it's a wee bit tricky because they're a bit too affectionate, but it's the best place to see them. And Clayton Tonkin, he's mad on it, seeing them twice, 3, 4 times as they progress. You guys encourage that?
Yeah, look, we're happy for anyone to just, give us a call and come out and see them here on farm because, that's in their natural environment. You're out there, you're seeing them what they look like even before they start prep. So, what their physique and type is actually what they're naturally like. Yes, we, through yearling prep, you feed them well, you rug them, you get them looking as glossy as you can sort of thing. But, we're pretty proud of how the girls and guys are going to come into yearling prep this year. They're looking pretty good. I think we could throw a rug on some of them and nearly take them tomorrow.
The girls were on the trotting track. You could actually, that's a paddock, but they looked ready to go around. Louise, you wear another hat, and that is, of course, Haras to Trotteurs. You've been there. How long have you been with Pat for?
This is my 4th season.
Enjoying it still?
Yeah, yep. It's always a challenge, and each year, there's something new that we have to deal with. Of course, we've had, in the past, the stallion tax and things like that we had to address. It doesn't affect the trotters, but, we still, tried to fight hard for that not to be imposed and didn't win. But, for the industry as a whole, we were trying to help the other studs as well that, were impacted by that. But, there's always something new. Of course, Victoria's status at the moment, there was a lot of negative press, but, from Haras Trotters' point of view, our stallion booking numbers are really good. Really proud of where we're sitting at the moment. And, I think, some of our stallions have got more bookings than they had last year already. EL Titan is quite close, not that far off what he had last year. So, we're really proud of the product that we're putting out there for breeders at what we believe is a very reasonable price point.
You've got the 3 boys here in Victoria. They are Vic bred. They are EL Titan, as you said, son of Muscle Hill, leaving winners in America. He's here. He stands here. You can actually see him at Golden Valley. That would be by appointment, though, because it is a veterinary clinic. Beautiful horse. I'm lucky enough. I've got a foal at home, Max, and he throws a lovely foal with a lot of character, and a lot of people have said that to me since they've seen Max. Always ready. A little bit of the forgotten horse, though, used to me. He got a double yesterday at Maryborough, just keeps knocking out winners left, right and centre. Ray Bellino, The horse Zach Phillips won on Heat of the Breeders' Crown. He's a really exciting horse, gone to the paddock now. Just does an amazing job, used to me. And he's one of those horses I think we take for granted in the industry.
Yeah, and I think people forget about him for some reason. You know, you probably look at the Haras Trotters, roster, and for some reason he gets lost. And, you know, like, yeah, for $1,500, you know, I've got a beautiful little colt down there, Chestnut Pete down there, you know, who's a half to Maori's Mac. You know, we really liked his bloodlines, and, you know, she needed to go to a chilled stallion, and, you know, Gary liked the match, and, you know, I think he's a proof that, you know, it did work. He's a lovely colt, and, I sort of, you know, encourage people to sort of, you know, if you haven't booked your mare in and want to breed and you don't have a lot of cash, you know, seriously look at him, because he's great value for money, and, you know, a proven horse that, like you say, Ray Bellino ran second in the Breeders' Crown on Saturday, and, you know, he's only a young horse and he'll get better and better.
Probably a pity for the stallion that he is going to the paddock, but because he's a great selling point, a horse like Ray Bellino, because he's exciting, but it's good that he is going to the paddock, because you can see him as a 3-year-old and they're going to have a lot of fun with that horse, that's for sure, because he's a high-speed horse. And that's one of the things he does tick. He leaves high-speed horses. He leaves Group 1 winners.
Yeah.
And he's $1,500.
Yeah, no, look, I think, you know, that's the point, isn't it? But, you know, always ready to, you know, he's only had a very small little crop, you know, maybe 3 2-year-olds next year he'll have out there. But one got broken in. Pat sent one to the sales this year, didn't sell at the sales, came back to the farm, was broken in, and was bought by, you know, like a local Ballarat gentleman. I can't think of his name. It's terrible that I can't think of it right now. But, you know, he's going to, Julian Job, he's going to train that horse, and, you know, they think a fair bit of it. So I think, you know, he's one that, I think, you know, he won't have many at the races the first couple of seasons, but he's one that, you know, he's got a few more bookings already this year. And I think, you know, he was a, you know, multiple Breeders' Crown winner. So, you know, I'm sure that he'll do a job as well.
Talk about Breeders' Crown winners, of course, with Waihi Farm in New Zealand, on a streak, who was a Breeders' Crown winner in America. He's a son of Cantab Hall. There's a stallion pedigrees, bred along the exact same lines as Volstead. Of course, Pat bought Volstead out. He was the one that got Volstead out here for the first couple of seasons. It's an exciting opportunity for New Zealand. And one thing you and I were talking about this there before, he's fresh chilled semen in New Zealand, which they don't get a lot of anyway.
Yes.
Son of Cantab Hall. Like, it's an amazing opportunity for people in New Zealand.
Yeah, look, it is. You know, I suppose we made a decision late to send him to New Zealand. So I suppose he wasn't sort of in the stallion guide early. So he probably, you know, was maybe, you know, people had already made some choices and bookings already. But, you know, if anybody hasn't, you know, booked their mare in, you know, like, you know, just give Darryl a call. If you're in that Canterbury area, he'd be most welcome to, you know, show you to him. But he's a lovely horse. You know, he's extremely good value, you know, at 2.5, like he's 3,500. But, you know, give us a call, and, you know, there's probably still a couple of spots left in that introductory offer, and we can see if we can, you know, you can get him for $2,500. And he's, like we say, so closely bred on the same lines as Volstead. So, go to our website and you can sort of see that comparison and where that is.
And it's not just Volstead that does work. Of course, Father Patrick, who's the leading trotting sire in New Zealand at the minute, is, of course, that Cantab Hall line as well. Yeah. So it is a line that works. Yeah. Here you've got your fresh semen, which is so much easier to deal with for anyone, and at a very, very affordable price, which is exciting. Yeah. We're fortunate enough to have a look at some of the foals out here in the paddock as well that are along Pat's breed, and it's one of the cool parts, I suppose, about your job. You get to see these international lines through the frozen semen's line, and then you get quality horses like Orlando Vici as well. That part in itself, you must love that bit. Oh, yeah. Look, I think the thing is with Orlando Vici, you sort of see his stats and you sort of think, oh, yeah. But it just, you know, he just keeps, you know, he might have won a starter, he'll have a starter that hasn't started and then it wins. So he keeps his 100% record going. And we've got to make sure people know that. He's a 100% producer, valued at $12,000 frozen semen. Yeah, and $10,000 if you pay by the 31st of March. You know what I mean? But, you know, I'm very fortunate. I've got an Orlando Vici colt yearling down in the paddock. We really love him. He's not overly big, but, you know, either he's just believe sort of thing. So, yeah, no, it's great to be able to have, you know, us have the ability to breed to horses like that. And, you know, the new one, of course, on our roster is a Curie D, and, you know, you've seen our little foal out there in the paddock. There will be no footage of him. I won't show any footage of that bloke. So, you know, Pat's got a few Curie Ds on the ground also out at the farm, and
I don't know, he just blesses them. I'm not sure why, but he blesses them with these thoroughbred, angelic looking heads, whether it's a colt or filly. And there's just some presence about them. So, you only have to look at a photo of a Curie D and watch him go. He had a beautiful gait, and, he was a dual Breeders' Crown winner as well. So, there's no reason why he's not going to do a real job here as well.
No, he does throw that stamp. Right, we had to go a little bit. We had to do a little bit of an edit there just because of someone's husband, but that's okay. I just was saying there before, the Breeders' Crown, the results for the farm were outstanding. One with On Chauffeur winning. He's a horse of the future. He's progressing. His win the other day was definitely his best win, and he's a horse of the future, isn't he? Oh, look, yeah, he is, and he's just got that beautiful look about him, doesn't he? He sort of has a stallion look as a 2-year-old, so God knows what he's going to look like as a 3- and 4-year-old. Yep. And I know Greg has a massive opinion of him, but we did. I sort of said to the new farm manager Wendy Smith, we need to celebrate the fact that the farm had such great results. Yeah. Last Saturday night, Pat bred the trifecta in the 2-year-olds. We had Volstead as our stallion on our roster. Valtino was bred by the farm, sold as a weanling. Yeah, so we just need to celebrate the fact that, Pat, he needs to be celebrated and applauded for, his efforts of bringing these horses here. He's gone to a lot of effort and expense in bringing broodmares in from overseas that, we're very fortunate to now, they're spread around a little bit more, even like a little Ornay out there in the paddock of mine sort of thing, the mother of, the Curie D foal, she's by Ready Cash, Pat, we're lucky that we got Ready Cash here. He's, you can't breed to him, unfortunately, anymore in France. But, he was private for such a long period of time, So we're really blessed to have these horses. And, Pat is very fair and reasonable when he does put horses up for sale in those broodmare sales. So, I just want to, make sure people realise that if he does in the future do a few more of them, you need to get online and you need to bid because, these horses are quality stock. Just ask Jared Maloney. He was, I don't know, I bet you he hasn't let go of the Breeders' Crown yet. He's still hanging on to it. And that was only because he bought the mare and he was able to get involved with that weanling, which with the Fitzpatricks, who are great supporters of both Pats and the Trotters as well, which is exciting. Louise, thank you. Apart from your husband driving past, it was a pretty smooth sailing interview. Get you back into it from time to time. No. But I do want to appreciate the time. Look forward to covering off with the yearling sales as they come through for Nutrien. We will do some stuff with Haras Trotteurs too at some stage. But it is a trying and busy time of year for breeders. I just want to try and get some information out there. So well done to yourself and to Gary, albeit he's cheeky. But well done. Yeah. No, we're really, thank you for your time. And, I just, send all my best wishes to breeders out there who are falling down for, the next few months sort of thing. We've got another 14 to go. So, a few more sleepless nights. But, it is very rewarding. And, it's just, plenty of coffee. And just one thing very quickly, if you are thinking about getting your horse in foal, especially like we say to use to me, but even the frozen semens, it's not too late. It's actually easier now with the frozen to be able to get those in foal. So make sure you put that in your mind, get in touch with the farm. Yeah, no, definitely. If you sort of thought, I wasn't going to breed, but then, you think, oh, no, I will. It's not too late at all. You breed now and you breed your mare at the end of November. You're going to have a, early November foal. It's not too late. So, our boys will be available until, end of January probably, sort of thing, our chilled ones. And just get in touch with us and we'll be able to help you out. Thanks, Louise. Thank you.